Hello, viewers. It's Cynthia Michael from 3 Views, bringing you a new podcast from my channel called The Project Red Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I'm going to try to do my best not to reach your heart during this RE podcast recording as well, not to cause any RE feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this RE podcast recording will change to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this RE podcast recording will change to adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, then you get to watch this RE podcast recording. Now, with this and everything else out the way, let's get into the latest episode of Gavan Infinity. So basically, we're on a different Earth. We're on another Earth, Earth Sigma. So basically, all the Earths are, so far all the Earths, all the Earths have been named after the Greek, So basically, we are Earth Sigma on a different Earth, and basically there's this building. So basically, a group of buildings have been stolen from underground. Underground. So basically, buildings have been seeking underground with special technology and whatnot. So basically, the latest building that was being guarded got sucked up on the ground, but Gavin managed to help. Gavin managed to help the security, the bunch of security guards that was guarding that building from not sinking into the hole that the building got sucked up on the ground from. So anyway. So basically, Raging, aka Gavin Infinity, is introduced to Arimoto, who is a ant, and Himao, who is she is a human. So basically, on the Earth, on Earth Sigma, humans and ants, humans and insects are coexist together. So basically, they're smart talking. So basically, on the Earth he's at right now, humans and insects coexist together, and basically, insects can talk. So basically, all insects on Sigma can talk. So basically, Arimoto is Arimoto and Hammy, Arimoto and Hammy are partners. Hammy being a female human, and Arimoto being a ant, are part of the Galaxy Police. And Raging was I was kind of shocked, and basically asked for Aggie, and Daisaki, they were hey, we've been traveling to different Earths, so basically this is not the weirdest thing we haven't seen so far. Human talking insects, living together with coexisting with humans and whatnot. So anyway. So basically, Arimoto and Hammy Marvel, were so basically these buildings that had been shown a pattern, had been the buildings that being dragged underground had been showing a pattern lately. So basically we found that they found that they found a pattern with these buildings that have been being sucked up by the ground, and basically they found a underground tunnel that led them to the building that got sucked up underground last night, and basically with the high tech government AI computers and whatnot. So basically, they went underground, they found the building, and basically and basically, they went inside the building, and all the AI computers were gone. So basically, Hamaro Harmaro being Harmaro is like Harmaro and Hemingway and Radiant was like this is weird. And all of a sudden somebody it was a trap led by the person who stole the building named Dicey. So named Dicey. So basically he trapped all three of them in the building, and basically Harmaro would see Harmaro, they couldn't get out of the building or communicate with anybody else and whatnot. And basically, Harmaro seems like Harmaro, him being an ant was, he's like, I know that it turns out he has some history with this Dicey character. So it seems like he went to. So it seemed like he left Raging and Hemingway by themselves, but and that's when Hemingway was like, sometimes I feel like I'm holding back, It seems like I'm holding back I feel like as a partner to Arimoto, I felt like I hold him back, and that's when Raging gave Hemingway some courage, some advice that hey, Arimoto, like Arimoto, you're not holding Arimoto back. You're like you sometimes you do, sometimes partners are, sometimes partners need to be better communicators with each other, but you're not holding Harmon back and whatnot. And turns out that Harmon was actually set them free by hacking the key, hacking the system. Since he's an ant, he was able to go into the keypad in the room that they're locked in and basically set them free. So basically, they make Dicey and his gang and his gang. It turned out he was using emote monsters to take the business and whatnot. And basically, his big plan was to make a special drill to steal a Dicey is basically an arms stealer and whatnot. So basically, his plan was to take the tech from the buildings to make a underground city for himself and steal money for banks and whatnot. So basically, he's been using a emote monster to help him with his plan. So basically, he used the dark emote gear, and basically we got an explanation for Aggie that give us a more and give us more ideas about the emote gears. So basically, emote gears are highly artificial or artificial technology. So basically, the guys can please keep a firm grip on the good ones, on the regular emote gears, keep a firm grip on them. But when it comes to negative emote gears, being black market, they don't know where these negative emote gears come from, and basically they're dangerous and highly unstable, and basically emote monsters come from them and whatnot, etc. After Aggie was done, Aggie raising artificial intelligence, gave us a little brief about good and bad emote gears and whatnot. So anyway, so basically, Racy transformed into his Gavin affinity form, and basically, we see Agamaro told, as Henry, let's do this, and basically Henry picked out a Gavin trigger, and basically it turns out that Turns out that Handy used the Gavin Shimmer to transform Harmalo into a Gavin spaceship. So basically, the ant became a Gavin chef, a super Gavin chef and whatnot. So basically, he's still in, but covered with armor and whatnot. So basically, Agamotto was like, Gavin, you go after Daichi, I'll take care of the monster and his flunkies. So basically, Gavin contacted his boss and basically to get approval to transform the Gavin ship, the cosmic Gavitron ship into robot mode, and basically, while he was waiting for approval, we see Wasabi and pat the robot back on his Earth, in the space station, like wondering what the hell is going on. Every time, wondering, why all the high ups are running around the space station, etc. And basically, Pat the robot was like, right now it's lunchtime. Let's not think about that right now. So basically, let's eat lunch right now, and basically we'll talk about that some other time. So anyway, Gavin, basically got approval to transform his ship into robot mode, and basically Daisaki, piloted the Gavitron ship down in robot mode, and basically, went the cosmic Gavitron ship in robot mode went to chase down Daichi, who was in a big ass drill and whatnot, but the robot was not powerful enough to stop it, and that's when Henry Marvel showed up with a drill unit and attached it to the cosmic, and told him that attach it to your Gavitron robot, and when you got the cosmic Gavitron drill robot combination, and basically just took down Daichi. As for Arimoto, he took down Daichi's henchmen, took down Daichi's henchmen and the remote monster, and basically and Reagan and others took down the giant field that he was in, and destroyed it, and basically Harmable in that same Daichi from the jail before it exploded. So basically, after Harmaro took down the remote monster and Daichi's henchmen, Reagan used the new drill unit combination to destroy Daichi's drill, and basically before it exploded, Harmaro managed to save Daichi from the explosion to the drill. From the drill and whatnot. So anyway, Daichi was captured, and Harmaro and Himaro gate Wagen and his crew for their assistance, and basically pretty much they kind of Wagen couldn't help that that he is a Gavin from another Earth and whatnot, and basically they wanted to they didn't question him anymore, because they do know that he did burn it, that he's from a different Earth, and basically they didn't ask any more questions and whatnot. And basically, the episode ended with with we cut back to Cessna, aka we cut back to Cessna's Earth, being aka known as common as Gavin Visito. We cut back to Gavin Visito's Earth. Well, tongue tied today. So basically, we cut back to see Cessna, aka Gavin Visito's Earth, and basically he's on his little spaceship, and basically it seemed like he was meditating. All of a sudden, his alarm went off, and this is how the episode ended with Cessna, aka Gavin Visito, was meditating on his spaceship, and basically his alarm went off, and basically this is how the episode ended on this note. So anyway. a spaceship Gavin in is funny as hell. So this episode was funny as hell. So anyway, what do you guys think about the latest episode? What do you guys think about this latest episode of Gavin? If it is good, bad, or just okay? Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, sign off for Screen News. 1.